Hi, Libra. Welcome to your December reading or whenever this video finds you. I don't believe in coincidences, so I trust that you will find this video exactly when you need to hear this message. Let's start with what is the primary energy for the Libra collective for the month ahead. And for you, Libra, I'm getting self-sabotage. I am using my intuitive life coaching oracle deck. This is by by Kelly Smith. And I call this sometimes my tough love deck because it does kind of tell us like it is. It tells us when we're self-sabotaging. Before we dive in a little bit more, let's just do a little bit of a cleansing with some Palo Santo. Remember that you don't have to be here. You don't have to smell the Palo Santo. You don't have to be in contact with the smoke because it's neither of those things that actually cleanses, grounds, and protects our energy, but it's actually the spirit of Palo Santo. So thank you, Palo Santo, for cleansing our energy today. So again, we're going to start your reading off today with the energy of self-sabotage. So what is this for you, Libra? For each and every one of us, it's going to be a little bit different. Self-sabotage does often come in the form of some sort of numbing out. Now it is December. December can be a pretty heavy month for a lot of us. A lot of us can find ourselves really triggered at Christmas time during the holidays, whether we celebrate or not, because think about it. It's go, 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 do, do, do. We're busy, busy, busy in a time where here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are actually meant to be slowing down. You know, the harvest of the fall is over and we're moving into that hibernation period, but yet December is so busy for so many of us. And a lot of things can come up in a time when we're supposed to be slowing down. So it's human nature to numb out. Typically, when we're numbing out, it's something that starts with the letter S. You may have heard me say this before. So we all know substances, food, drugs, and alcohol. Sometimes it's screens. And I don't like to say this on these videos because you might be numbing out on your screen right now, even watching this. It could be even shopping or sex, something that gives you that instant dopamine hit. And then sometimes a little bit of regret that comes after that. If it is not numbing out, sabotage can also come in the form of procrastination. You know, you're avoiding the things that you know that you're supposed to do, you know, that make you feel better. For a lot of us, that's, you know, like avoiding the meditation, avoiding the journaling, avoiding the exercise or the yoga or the self-care, the things that we know make us feel better, avoiding, procrastinating, perfectionism paralysis. That might be something that you're experiencing throughout the month of November. Let's get a little bit more clarity on this. So for the month ahead, for the Libra collective, spirit guides, spirit allies, angels, ascended masters, gods, goddesses, deities, everyone who's on our team, come on. And let's share, please, a message for the incoming energy for Libra for the month ahead. Okay, now you're getting the environment card. Isn't that interesting? I wanted to smudge. I mean, I usually do with all of these videos anyways. I think it's a good idea to cleanse all of our energy as we're watching these videos. But you're getting the environment card, which tells me that there might be something in your environment that needs to be cleaned up as well. So personally, I do recommend smudging our homes on a regular basis. Many of you know that I work as a spiritual life and business mentor, but I have trained in shamanism. So I am also a shamanic healer. And a big part of what I do and what I teach is all about energy cleansing. We all have hucha. Hucha is dark, dense, heavy energy. And this hucha not only can reside in our energy field and on our physical body, it can also reside in our homes, in our environment. So maybe you spend a lot of time in your car or your office. This could include those spaces as well. Wherever you spend a lot of time, this is calling for you to do a little bit of a spring cleaning. I know it's the wrong time of year for that, but you might want to physically clean up because again, that dark, dense, heavy energy, it likes to hide in places. It likes to hide in clutter. It likes to hide behind and underneath furniture. Personally, I smudge my home at least once a week. I smudge my home this morning. Actually, I think it's a good idea to smudge before I do videos like this. And you know, you may want to consider, if you know how to smudge, maybe smudging with some white sage or some Palo Santo. Sometimes I even put agua de Florida in a little spray bottle and I will spray around there. But again, making sure that you are decluttering as well, because everything has energy. Okay, every single item in your environment has energy. Maybe you're hanging on to a t-shirt from an old boyfriend or something like that. That has energy. If that person hurt you, then that energy is going to be on that item, and that is going to be leaking out into other areas of your home, other areas of your life. So definitely a call for you in the month of December to really clean. It says now is a good time to clear, clean, and declutter your environment. The self-sabotage card, it said you may be creating pain for yourself by standing in your own way. Cleaning up your environment will help you with the self-sabotage. If you've got a lot of dark, dense, heavy energy in your home, in your environment, where you spend the most amount of your time, Libra, then that could be contributing to this self-sabotage. Can we get some clarity on the environment? Is there any other messages that will be able to help the Libra collective move through this self-sabotage in the month of December, please? Okay, you're getting energy healer. So you are a healer and you can heal yourself. You can heal others as well. So remember to do that for yourselves. For so many of us who are healers, we're always healing for other people, but don't forget you can do that for yourselves as well. You could even just rub your hands together, create some chi, create some energy, go through each one of your chakras. This is just a super simple practice that you can do. A lot of the times when I'm meditating, I'll put my left hand on my heart, my right hand on my solar plexus. You can go down all of your chakras. You can, touch your feet to help ground into your body, things like that. Remember, you have healing abilities. You have gifts. You have healing gifts, Libra. It says your natural ability to heal yourself and others is needed right now. Of course, I'm a little bit biased because I'm a spiritual life and business mentor. So I personally believe we all have gifts that we can share with the world and we can create careers based on these gifts. But I know that right now, the world is waking up at a rapid rate. And there are a lot of people who their first step of their spiritual awakening, and maybe you resonate with this, I certainly do, from when I think back to 13 years ago when I had my first spiritual awakening, a lot of the first steps is looking at that shadow. And when we start to look at our shadow, a lot of healing is needed. And a lot of us in the beginning, we don't know how to heal ourselves. So we're always looking for people who can help us as well. Maybe this is your validation and confirmation, Libra. If you've been thinking about taking some sort of modality, taking some sort of training. A lot of people like to get started with Reiki. I started with Reiki. Well, I didn't start with Reiki, but I took Reiki a few years into my journey because I thought it would be a good idea just to have that, another tool in my toolbox. And what I found was Reiki actually helped open up my other intuitive gifts. So my mediumship became to come through when I started working with Reiki, and a lot of my shamanic gifts started to come through when I started working with Reiki. And it wasn't until I actually started training in shamanism that I realized I wasn't really using Reiki when I thought that I was. I wasn't placing symbols. I wasn't doing things like that. I was just intuitively doing what I felt guided to do by spirit, and it was working for a lot of people. So your energy healing gifts are needed right now. What needs to go? What needs to go in the month ahead? What energy needs to move away from Libra in the month ahead, please? Okay, you're getting self-love. So I asked what needs to go, but this is telling me that there's not a whole lot of self-love happening. And with everything else you're getting so far, I don't think this needs to go at all. I think this needs to come in. I think there needs to be more self-love. So, think of yourself, think of this journey as like reparenting yourself, okay? So you may want to consider, what would you do for a young child? If you are a parent, this will be easy for you to connect in with. If you're not a parent, think about the young children in your life. Maybe your friends have kids, maybe you have siblings, maybe you have nieces or nephews, whatever. What would you do for that child? If you had that child, let's say for 3 days, you would make sure that they have enough water. You would make sure that they got outside enough. You would make sure they had enough sunshine and fresh air. You would make sure that they got enough fruits and vegetables. You would make sure they got enough activity. You wouldn't just have them sitting down in a chair all day. You certainly wouldn't have them sitting down in front of a screen all day. You would make sure that they got enough time to read, enough time to play, enough time to socialize, but you'd also make sure that they didn't get too much of certain things. You'd make sure that they didn't get too much socialization. You'd make sure that they didn't get too much activity. You'd make sure that they didn't get too much junk food. You would make sure that they didn't get too much screen time. You would make sure that they had some time alone to themselves. This card is calling for you to do the same thing for yourself, okay? The self-love card is saying that you need to right now make your focus you, and self-care is not selfish, okay? This is also saying that your capacity to be loved by others is directly related to your capacity to love yourself. So if you're finding that in some of your relationships, you're giving, but you're not getting anything, remember that we're mirrors for each other, right? So if you're depleting yourself of love, if you're not showing yourself love, then you're going to attract people into your life that are not showing you love as well. When you start showing yourself more love, then the people around you start showing you more love as well. What else does the Libra collective need to know about the month ahead, please? Again, this can be a bit of a challenging month with family. A lot of people have family issues come December. A lot of us are triggered. Sometimes we're dealing with grief. Sometimes we're dealing with really challenging memories in the month of December, some trauma from childhood, things like that. And it seems to me that there's going to be some of that surfacing for you in the month of December, Libra. You're also getting visionary, okay? So you are learning how to turn your ideas into actual things. And again, I'm a little bit biased here being a business mentor. I'm seeing the energy healer card, and then I'm seeing this visionary card, and it seems to me like you have maybe been considering, how can you create offerings with your gifts? How can you create offerings with your gifts? Maybe some of you are working as individual healers, so you're seeing people on one-to-one sessions, or that's what you'd like to do, even if you haven't started yet. Maybe people are coming to you for advice in your life. Your friends and your family might be coming to you for advice, and you're realizing like, hey, I could do something with this. Maybe you're an artist. I feel like some of you are using your gifts in creating art. Maybe you have another product, like a side hustle or something that you're working on. Maybe you're creating like jewelry or amulets, something like that. And I feel like there is a little bit of a glimpse that you may receive in the month of December. A vision, a premonition, a glimpse, some sort of, visionary idea. Like you're seeing what could be possible for you. And I really love that for you. I get really excited when I have a one-on-one session with someone and they're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I feel like I'm supposed to start some sort of business, and we go into it. We look at, what is their highest path and purpose, and how can they create a business out of that? I'm also getting for you time to lighten up. So again, this self-sabotage, this heavy energy in your environment, this lack of self-love, it's creating a bit of an intensity for you this month, Libra, a little bit of an intensity. So wherever you can, try to find laughter, joy, fun, play. If you do have young people in your life, if you do have, children in your life, it can be easy to tap into this joy and play by doing things like, if you have snow, going out and making a snowman, or tobogganing, or snow angels, something like that. Getting outside, going ice skating, doing things that make you laugh, watching funny Christmas movies. Some of them are really cheesy and funny, but watch them anyway if they make you laugh. Who doesn't love Elf? Putting maple syrup on spaghetti. Come on, it's hilarious. But definitely lighten up. Don't be taking life too seriously, okay? Again, it can be a little bit of a challenging month for everybody in the month of December, but you're being called to really tap into that fun, that joy, that laughter, that play. Now, you are also getting spiritual teacher. It's interesting because you're Libra, right? Like you are like the scales here. And what I'm getting for you is your reading is very much like that as well. So on one hand, we've got here self-sabotage, your environment's heavy, you're really lacking a little bit of self-love, it's time to lighten up. And then on the other hand, you're an energy healer, you're a visionary, it's time to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. So you've got these two opposing energies, and it feels to me like you can really step into this role as a spiritual teacher if you can clear up that environment in your home. Okay, that I'd make that, number one, be sure to clean up that environment that energy in your environment. Okay, and then really focus on the self-love, because you're being called to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. You've got the energy healer, you've got the visionary, and you've got the spiritual teacher. So your gifts are not meant to be kept to yourself. Your gifts are meant to be shared with others. Is there anything else that the Libra collective needs to know about sharing their gifts? I think the big message here is, a lot of us are looking at what we're leaving behind in 2024 and what we're calling into 2025. And I think there's a big invitation for you here, Libra, to be looking at, what do you want to be calling in to 2025? What do you want to be calling into your life? Are you ready? I know imposter syndrome, you got self-sabotage. That was the number one energy for your reading for the month ahead, self-sabotage. So yeah, you might have imposter syndrome. You might be feeling like, who who the hell am I to do this? You might be feeling like, I'm not good enough. What will they think? What will they say? All these different things. You're getting the magic touch though. You are learning to access your magic, your inner medicine, your inner medicine. Okay, this is beautiful. When I look at this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 cards saying, get out of your own way. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards saying, come on, you are meant to do this. You're meant to step into your path. It's so equally balanced. You got some yin and you got some yang here, okay? You got a little bit of self-sabotage, and you've also got a little bit of, you can do this. You can do this. You're meant to do this. What are these magic gifts? What are these gifts that you have? Maybe you're a healer. Maybe you're intuitive. Maybe you can do past life readings. Maybe you are a medium. Maybe you can connect with past loved ones. Maybe you have shamanic healing gifts. Maybe you were a medicine woman in a past life. Maybe you were a witch in a past life. Whatever the case is, and maybe you resonate with all of these things. With all of these things, you have access to all of this within. I would encourage you to really step up your meditation practice in the month ahead. I think that you will be able to receive guidance and answers not only from your higher self, but also from some of your spirit guides and allies. It looks like you're really supported here with this. The only thing standing in your way is you, and maybe this environment a little bit, but you can control your environment as well. So really, the only thing standing in your way this month, Libra, is you. What I like about this is there's not much about other people. And I know that, Libra, you don't like conflict, which is great. It seems the only conflict that you're really going to have this month is the conflict within yourself, which I think is nice. Some of the other signs this month didn't have that. Some of the other signs are expecting conflict and disharmony and all those things. No. This is all about you this month. Libra, if you are resonating with this, please let me know down below in the comments. I would love it if you could hit that like button. And if you like these readings, please hit subscribe so you can see the next one next month. And you could even share it with somebody if that's speaking to you. I will dive a little bit deeper into this reading in the extended version. We're going to get a little bit more clarity on this. See if we can, find how to shift the balance, because it does feel a little bit, like I said, balanced in terms of self-sabotage and spiritual growth. But we're going to see if there's anything that we can do to shift the balance for you so that we can see more spiritual growth and less self-sabotage. We're also going to go into a question. So if you're joining me for the extended reading, I want you to start thinking about your question right now. And then as soon as we start the extended reading, I will pull a card on that. We will pull a card from the Animal Spirit Oracle. We will also pull a Romance Angel card as well in the extended reading. If you'd like to join me over there, you can check out the link down in the description. And when you join the extended reading, you also join the Sacred Self-Empowered membership community, where we meet at least twice a month on Zoom. So I'll look forward to seeing you over there, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next month, Libra.